What's going on, guys? It is Rachel here to show you guys what is in the February Maker Materials box, and then we're going to make some really fun, really easy projects within the box that I'm so excited to show you. So we are going to be going over the supplies that you guys are going to be getting in your box, plus the supplies additional that you're going to need to create these projects, and then let me show you these adorable projects. So first up, we have this really cute little plaque here, and this is adorable. It is using our awesome like rusty metal custom vinyl pattern for you guys, and it has a beautiful little vinyl quote on there, which is going to be so fun. If you guys do not like weeding regular vinyl, this is going to be the exact project you guys need to master it. So we're really excited to use all of these amazing things to create this beautiful little plaque. Then next, we're going to be making this adorable banner, and I'm even going to be showing you guys how to make a little tassel here like I have made with some jute twine here. It's so easy to do. I can't wait to show you guys. And again, we're using two different colors of vinyl here to create this beautiful little quote here. Together is my favorite place to be. And believe it or not, guys, you guys do get this beautiful flag in your Maker Material boxes, so that is so exciting. And then, guys, last but not least is this beautiful decorative kitchen towel that we actually amp up a little bit using some accent files for Maker's Gonna Learn. So this is a really fun project to have in your home. If you have a little bit of a modern farmhouse, this is a great vibe for that too, and we absolutely love making decorative towels like this. So guys, stay tuned to figure out what all you get in your box, plus how to make all of these awesome projects. Okay, guys, the first thing that you're going to be getting in your box is this beautiful garden flag. So this is such a cute flag. It is quite large, which is great. I know in last month's box we got a little mini flag, so it was great to get our toes wet with that one, and then to dive into this bigger flag right here, which just adds so much personality to your outside area wherever you choose to place it. And then you guys actually also get this garden flag holder, this beautiful wooden dowel here. Though that will come in your box. We did not have an extra one on hand today, so I'm just showing you it here on this guy. But he is gorgeous, and he is perfect for this project. I cannot wait to see what you guys do with yours, if you want to leave it natural wood or if you want to paint it or anything like that. But you do get this awesome little rod as well. You do also get two 12x12 sheets of Caesar Easy Weed HTV in the colors Texas Orange and Black. You're also going to get a beautiful 12x12 piece of this Starcraft metallic adhesive vinyl called Brushed Gold. Guys, this color is amazing. It is absolutely gorgeous, and I want to use this on everything. I want 5 yards of it. You also get these custom printed patterned HTVs, and they're absolutely gorgeous. So these are the two patterns we have this month. It's a beautiful like kind of creamy checkery pattern here. It's got a really cool little pattern. Then over here we have this black and white pattern that is so cute. I absolutely love these repeating designs. There's just so much you can create using these two beautiful pieces of HTV. And of course, you guys also get 4 12x12 sheets of this amazing vinyl here. We have it in black, dark gray, light gray, and copper. And again, copper is one of those beautiful colors here. I mean, you can't, the camera does not do it justice. There's so many little sparkles in here. And guys, this is very versatile of a color palette here. You can use light gray, dark gray, and black on a ton of projects. We here at Maker's Gonna Learn go through black and like this pretty creamy gray and white the most in our craft space. So we love to have more of these and give these to you guys to use. And here are the 3 custom printed 12x12 pieces of adhesive vinyl for you guys. The first one we have is so cool. This is like a galvanized type pattern here. So this can be used for all kinds of things. It's got a beautiful color to it. So that is one that you get. And the next one is this awesome like rusty metal. This is what we're going to be using for a project today, as well as a lot of other a lot more of these awesome products. But this is one of my favorites here. It is so cute. It looks like a really weathered white metal sign outside that's just gotten rusty over time and has so much character about it. And then last but not least is these literally adorable little X's, repeating patterns here. I mean, this is so cute. Just think of what you could do. Guys, I want this for everything. I want a shower curtain this color. I want a bedspread this color. I would love some pillows this pattern. I mean, they're so cute. So there's just so much that you can do with those vinyls as well. And you guys also will get two 12 by 12 sheets of this HTV masking paper. So this is to use with our awesome custom pattern HTVs. This is that contact paper that you will use to transfer it with. So you'll get 2 rolls of that to be ready to craft. And last but not least, you will also be getting an awesome little flour sack towel here and this little wooden frame and base here. This is what this project is with their little frame and base, and it's just kind of wrapped up for us so that we don't have to worry about it getting dusty or broken or anything during shipping. So it's just wrapped up in this little bag here, but that is what this project is. It's just wood, and then you guys can paint the edges or do whatever you want to make it look a little bit more finished. But we will jump through how to make these awesome projects now, because we have gotten through everything that you guys get in your box, which, if I do say so myself, is a ton of stuff, a ton of value, and I hope that you guys enjoy every little piece of it. And guys, in addition to all the products that you do get in your Maker Material box, we will need a few things here and there. So we're just going to kind of go through those, and of course we might add some in as we go. You being crafters should have a lot of the stuff in your craft space as well. And of course, feel free to make these your own projects. Do what you want to do with them. You do not have to copy us 100%. We just love to give you guys the know-how to create these yourself. So we're going to need a paper trimmer, a paintbrush, a craft knife, some scissors. We have some acrylic paint here, just some white acrylic paint. We're also going to need some jute twine, which you guys got in your very first August Maker Material box if you guys have been here that long. And then we also need some transfer tape. So we have masking paper transfer tape today, but you really can use any kind that you would like. Alright guys, and now that we've went through all the supplies you'll need for today's projects and what all you get in your awesome Maker Material box, let's go ahead and head into Design Space, and I'm going to show you guys how to create every single one of these, because I'm going to kind of streamline this process today. I'm going to do one take in Design Space and show you guys how to do all of the awesome cut files yourselves, and then we will jump in one by one to make each project. Alright guys, we are in Design Space, and I know it looks like a bit of a mess, but I'm going to hide some things and allow you all to be able to see these one by one. So let's just go ahead and take these, and I'm just going to scooch these over. Same with these guys, I'm just going to scooch them over and down, and we're just going to work one by one. So we're going to start off here with our bakery bread, pies, cakes, pastries, baked fresh daily. This is such a cute little farmhouse quote for us that you guys are sure to enjoy. You can make this as large as you want, of course. The most important thing to do is to measure your towel. So just make sure that you measure that towel folded the way that you want it. So I usually lay all my decorative towels on my oven rack, my little oven handle there, and I always have them folded, like tri-folded, you know. So make sure you fold it up and then you measure it to see how large you want yours, because measuring does matter a whole lot. So once you have this guy sized the way you want to, we actually have these adorable little accents here for Maker's Gonna Learn. And what we're gonna do, since they are together and we can go around here and see that we cannot ungroup them or anything like that, well, it's so simple to work around this. We're just gonna duplicate these. And now when you have two, we're just gonna go over here to the bottom layers panel and click contour. And we're going to hide contour these, but we're going to do it one and then the other. So this first one, we hid the bottom layer. And then on this guy, we're going to hit hide contour again. And now we're going to hide the top layer. So this is just a really cool way to work around needing this to be a different size, a different shape for us here. So some of these are kind of tricky, as you can see. I have a hard time finding where this one can be selected, but I found it. So now guys, you have the upper part and the lower part here, so you can bring your bakery back in, and now you can take this bottom piece here, make it as large as you want, scooch it on in here until you like it. We're gonna get this other one, guys, and we have so many choices for these awesome accents. You guys surely do not have to use the same ones we do. You can use the ones that you prefer. We just thought that this one fit beautifully on here. Now, if you're super OCD like I am, you can drag and select all those layers, go to arrange, or excuse me, not arrange, you go to align and click center horizontally, and you can see that just kind of brings everything right where you want it. And actually, I'm going to scoot that over just a little. It might be correct, but it's not as pleasing to the eyes if I scoot that out just a hair. So once you have it like this, it's as simple as selecting it all and attaching it and sizing it to your towel. So here's the one that we have finished, so I can go ahead and delete that one. And the finished one, guys, is 5.5 inches wide by 4.5 inches tall. So that is exactly what we need that one to be. And that one is just going to cut out of black, so we have no worries there. And now let's work on our little plaque down here. Here is the cut file that we're going to be using today. And as you can see, I'll actually make this bigger too so we can see this a little bit better. I know it's hard to see, guys. I'm going to blow this up a little bit. You can see that there's these little accents all around the cut file, and we actually are going to remove those for today's project. This is totally personal preference. In my opinion, there is a whole lot to weed here anyways. So we're just going to go click that contour button again and hide contour on all these little bits here. Now, it might take you some time because some of these bits are teeny tiny, but just, you know, be patient as you do this. We're just going to select and hide contour on all these little guys here on the sides. Feel free to leave them in if that's what you want to do. We just want to eliminate those as it just looks better with your project, as we're going to be layering this on some of our custom patterned vinyl as well. So once you have those gone, it's a super easy process. We have measured our circle, and you guys definitely measured yours as well, but our circle is 5.5 by 5.5. So all we did for that is take us a circle from our shapes there and go up to the top, 5.5, enter, and then now I just change that color to white or gray or whatever makes you see this a little bit better. And then now you can drag this here, and we know it needs to be way smaller than that, but it kind of hides behind there. If you guys can see that, I'm going to zoom in for us. We don't want that. We want to be able to see what we're doing. And now that this is kind of blown up for us, all we're going to do is go up to arrange, and we're going to click send to front, and that's just going to bring that up front for us to see here. Now, this is the size of our circle, but something to take into account is that there's a little bitty stand with a little groove that our circle sets in. So the very bottom of our circle down here is flat. So instead of making it edge to edge, just, you know, go all the way down there, we're going to make it a little bit smaller to fit a little bit better on there, because it is a flat on the bottom there, so we don't want to make that look too awkward or anything like that. So we're just going to size this down to our liking. And this is one of my biggest tips, of course, you guys know this, is to create shapes in Design Space to mimic what your base is. That is a foolproof way to make sure it's going to look very well together. So once you like the way that that is, I'll go over here and show you guys what we have our size to. So this guy is sized to 4.838 by 4.577. Now clearly that was not precise. That was just by looking at our little circle and cutting it to what size we think is going to look best. So just make sure that you visualize that and you measure your circle properly, and then you should be good to go there. And since this was just for representation, you actually do not need to keep this guy, so you can go ahead and cut him out. And then we are going to actually cut this guy out on this pretty dark gray. So I'm just going to change that to dark gray. So now we have these guys that are going to be cut on separate mats, just coordinating with what colors we're going to actually cut them. So now on to our third and final cut file here. So here's the cut file as it appears in Design Space. As soon as you upload it, Together is my favorite place to be. It is all one color. So what we wanted to do for our project is make the Together and the Place to Be, so the first and the last line, we wanted to make those one color, which is a pretty light gray, because this is going to be going on our gorgeous garden flag. And we also wanted the middle to be that darker gray that we have in that amazing Maker Material box as well. So to take advantage of both of those colors, what we're going to do is duplicate again with this cut file, and now you're just going to select one, and on this one we will contour out the middle layer. So just take your time using this contour tool to contour out all these little pieces here Just go really slow. Sometimes these are hard to see. Sometimes you can scroll around and find them. So when we go out, now we see Together and Place to Be is its own little layer here. And now I'm going to go and change him to light gray. And now over here at our other one, you guys probably know what we're going to do now. We are going to contour out the opposite of what we contoured out last time, which is our large letters here in our top and bottom rows here. So we're just going through here quickly, contouring these out. And now we have Is My Favorite. So now we can just kind of bring that back in there, and this is going to be a very pretty dark gray. So I'm just going to go ahead and change that. So once you have this the way that you want it, again guys, make sure that you size your flag, measure your flag, make sure that you are not making it too large or too small for it. And on this one in particular, I know that we clicked this little orientation lock here on the bottom left hand corner of our selected layer here. So I know that we unlocked that and we created it to be 10.5 by 6. So yeah, so we're gonna grab all these together and go up here, 10.5, and you can see it looking a little weird. And now we're gonna make it 6. And this looks really cute. I love the way that it turned out. And again, guys, if you are going to be working with this quite a bit on your canvas here, you can go up to a line and align center horizontally, and then you can take these and group them together. Just so they're together on your canvas while you're working and things like that. But if you press make it will not cut together. Or if you press attach, it's going to make it all one color. So we don't want that. We don't want them to cut together. We want them to cut separately with separate colors and have us be able to lay them on there separately. So that is as easy as it is, guys. These look fantastic. They're all sized, they're all manipulated perfect, ready to go. And now guys, once you have these all together and ready to cut, all we have to do is click make it. And we are using vinyl for most of these, but our black layer is actually going to be made out of HTV, so we need to make sure we mirror our black layer. And then our first mat and our third mat are going to be vinyl, so we will have to go back in here and switch our material settings from adhesive vinyl, just regular vinyl setting, to the HTV setting. So definitely be aware of that. So we're just going to go ahead and click continue now. And our first mat, you can see, is mat number 1 with our light gray, and we are using regular vinyl for that, so I'll put it on more pressure. And now guys, we're going to go through and cut out all of our mats to just have them ready to go. So we're going to cut and weed those right now. All right guys, here's our first mat that we're going to be cutting today. It's this really pretty gray, light gray here. So we're just going to add this to our mat and then allow the Cricut to cut this guy out. So we're just going to slide it in here. And our mat is done cutting, guys. So we're just going to bring this over here. And I'm going to take my true control knife and cut off the excess that we have. And I'm just going to place my finger right where I see that. And now that I've cut that out, you can just remove this excess because this is amazing vinyl in a gorgeous color that you definitely want to save. And I know that you guys might be thinking we are wasting some vinyl here because we do have a line here and a line here and nothing in the middle. So the reason for that is because we're going to have to position the middle with both of these lines anyways, and there's just really no way that we could get a good professional look by hand placing each and every line here. It just wouldn't line up very well. So instead of placing them all separately, we're just going to place these two lines. So we did have to sacrifice some vinyl in the middle there, and that's just kind of the price you pay, guys. You know, we talk about wanting to have good projects, but we also talk about wanting to have a lot of material left over and to save a lot of material. But this is kind of one of those things that you have to sacrifice to have a more professional looking project and a little less vinyl saved. So we're just burnishing, guys, going through here. Of course, whenever you use vinyl, always burnish. And now we're just going to go in here and carefully peel this up. I'll bring the camera in more so you guys can see what I'm doing. And just be careful. Go slow and make sure you're not missing anything. And look, I took our O. So what I'm going to do is grab some tweezers here, pick up our O, and I'm actually going to remove the middle of that O just to make it easier for me to lay this O back down. and just lay it right there, and then put it right back into place and you're good to go. So now we're going to do the same thing, just go very slow up here. Look, I took my O again. This time I saw it. Get in our little G here. And it's wanting to take up our H here, but I'm not going to let it. And there we go, guys. Now we're just going to be able to remove the interior of these little letters here. And since our O came up on us, I'm hoping it's not going to give us too much trouble. Looks like it bowed out just a little bit. So just going to place that right back down. Get the middle of that R there. And once we have this all weeded, guys, we're just going to take some of our masking paper transfer tape here and cut us off a piece. You can tear it, but I like to cut it. We're going to place this right down here. Now we're going to use our burnishing tool again just to burnish. And now I'm going to remove this from our mat here. Just like so, and set this aside. And now we're just going to go in the order of the ones in Design Space, the mats in Design Space. And now we're going to be using our black HTV. So you can see here that we are going to place it shiny side down, as you do every time you use HTV. And go ahead and just place this in your machine, but make sure that you go into Design Space and you switch your material settings from vinyl to everyday iron-on. And we also are going to give this more pressure, and then we're just going to load this in and let it cut. And now, guys, this has been cut, and I just cut around it to remove the excess of our HTV there, because we definitely want to save that. And now I'm just going to go in here with our weeding tool and begin weeding it. Just go really slow, guys. Some of these letters are teeny tiny, and you really want to make sure that you're not going to mess up any of them as you weed. So just go slow. Make sure you're paying attention to everything around here. Make sure you're not pulling anything off. And now you can go in with something like a pen tool here and get in all the little bitty crevices here. And there are some details in the word baked here, or bakery, excuse me. So we are going to go in there and take those little guys out. But our pen tool is doing great with things like that. So I'm not worried a bit. We're just going to go through first and get everything in the center of all these teeny tiny letters, just to make sure that we're not going to forget anything. And now we're going to go in here and get all these little accents off of these letters here. They just add so much personality to the cut file. I absolutely love them. Just one letter by letter. We're just going to take these off here. And there you have it, guys. We can go ahead and peel this up from the mat. And there it is, all weeded out. Looks great. Now we're going to set this to the side just like our other one. And now we're just going to load up our other mats and cut them and weed them just the same. Alright, guys, now that we have everything cut and weeded and prepped, we are ready to go through here and finish all of these great projects. So we're going to start off with this beautiful little decorative towel here. So we have our towel here, and what a lot of you don't know is it's actually really easy just to iron on it as it is folded, especially when you're using the baby Easy Press. So we are using the Easy Press Mini. I have preheated it to the second heat setting, which is around 350. There's 300, 350, and 400, and 350 is just fine for what we're going to be doing today. We of course printed out our little project cards here, which you guys will get in an email, and we have this guy already weeded and ready to go. So we're just going to place this exactly where we want it, and you guys can reference you know, the picture in your card, or you can place it wherever you like. I usually like to do it towards the bottom here because I will be hanging this over my oven door little handle there, and I like the whatever I create on the file to be down lower. So now all we're going to do is scoot this guy up here, and our baby easy press has preheated. So now we're just going to lay this down and heat our iron-on down. This is such a cool little project here. A really easy mode, simple project, something great to do on a little you know, lazy afternoon, something just to spruce up your kitchen a little bit. And again, these really do give off a lot of farmhousey vibes here, so we absolutely love the way that this guy turned out. So we're just going to heat him as we move him around. This little baby easy press is double ceramic coated, which means he is basically built to be moved around and kind of, you know, twirled around on your little project here, and you do not need to apply a lot of pressure because of that. So as we just go through here, you can kind of eyeball it. Of course, we're looking for those infamous bubbles to see if we're doing our job correctly. And then after you think that it's adhered really well, we can go ahead and remove our baby easy press and place it back on its cradle and allow this guy to cool down just a little bit. We're going to warm peel but not hot peel, so just let it cool for a few seconds. Okay, and now I'm just going to take a corner here and peel it up. Just peel it up really slowly, and you guys can see everything has adhered super well. And it is as easy as that, guys, to make your very own little decorative towel with things that you got from your awesome Maker Material box. All right, guys, and now for our second project, we're going to be making this really cute plaque here. So what we're going to need for this guy is our vinyl. We have already cut, weeded, and added transfer tape to this. And then we're going to need our awesome printable kind of rusty metal custom pattern vinyl here from your box. We have some white acrylic paint and a little paintbrush. We have a measuring tape, a paper trimmer, some scissors, and of course it's always helpful to have your little project card here to be able to reference to know what you're supposed to be doing. So first and foremost, since we already have this guy already cut and weeded, that's great. Now we can kind of move on to assembling our little base here. So here's our base from the box, and all we have done is just went through and unpackaged him. So he's in a little bitty box here. So now what we're going to do is we're going to measure him out, and we're actually just going to use a paper trimmer and hand cut the pieces here in order to cover them. So we're going to be able to cover the top and the bottom here with our patterned vinyl. Okay, so we know that our round base here is about 5.5 by 5.5, and it's always good to have a measuring tape around just to make sure of that. And it is 5.5. So just to give me a little bit of leeway on each side, I'm going to take my paper trimmer here and open it up. And I'm going to add in my vinyl, and I'm just going to cut a square that is 6 by 6 here. So we're just going to measure it over to the 6 line right there. Good. Then over again and cut it. Great. Now, you're going to bring in a little self-healing mat here if you have one. That's super handy for this type of project. And now we're just going to take the backing off of this guy, just like that. And now we're just going to lay him down. Now we want to taco method this so there's less bubbles here. We're just going to start in the middle and work our way out. And now we're going to burnish this guy here. Burnish all those little bubbles out. And if you want to, you guys can make snips in this and fold it around the back here. And what I mean by that is you can take some scissors and snip kind of around the sides. But today what we're doing is we're going to give this a little bit more of a finished look here. So we're going to take a relatively sharp craft knife here. We're just going to start on the side. And just work our way around here with this craft knife. And once you remove that excess, you can see that the edges look good. If there's any other edges, you can go ahead and trim them, or you can just kind of fold them under. And then now, what you can do if you want to is take a little bit of acrylic paint here, and we're just going to paint the exposed wood sides here. So this is just an added step that you guys can do just to make it look a little bit more professional, especially if the vinyl does not go all around the sides. So this is just another added step that you guys can do if you'd like. And now we can measure our little base here. So this guy is 5 inches wide, and then if we place this right here in the groove in the middle, right like so, and we wrap this around, we see that around it is also 4.5. So we're going to do 5 by 4.5 here. So we're going to bring this back in here. We're on the 5-inch mark, and now we're going to go to 4.5 here. So now we know that if we place this guy right here, and let me bring the camera in so you guys can see what I'm doing. We can remove the backing off of this guy again like a sticker, but this time we're going to be doing it in a more organized way. So we're going to start with one side here, peel that backing off, and peel it all the way over and then stop. So we're going to stop it about right here and line it up with their little groove here. So we're going to add this to the bottom, just like that. And just kind of use your fingers to smooth that out. And now we can wrap this guy all the way around the bottom after we kind of push it down the side here, just like that. Now we can peel it from the back. Just go slow. It's kind of like applying wallpaper, if any of you guys have ever done that. It's much like that, except of course with a weird shape. And now from the bottom, we're gonna push those edges with our fingers. And then pull that on in and remove it. And as you can see, there's a little bit of an overhang, and that's totally fine. All we have to do is get our little craft knife here and cut off that excess. Once you cut that off, you can just remove the excess there. So then there's your little base, and here is just how that sits in there perfectly. So that looks great. And now what we're gonna do, guys, is take our vinyl here, and you guys are probably gonna make fun of me, but I'm actually gonna use alcohol and wipe this guy down because you know, when we were applying this, we did add maybe some oil from our fingers there on there, and I really want this vinyl to stick super well. So here's our vinyl, and I'm just going to burnish from the back and remove the back of this transfer tape. And this is going to be tricky, guys, so make sure that you are paying attention to what you're doing and do it really slow. Make sure you're pulling it back super tight so you'll be able to see easily if anything is wanting to come up on you. And this looks fantastic. So that looks great. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna bring this guy back in here. And sometimes it might be easier if you guys cut it into a circle. If you guys wanna do that, that's totally fine. I'm probably gonna cut it into a rough circle. You can just use your scissors, use whatever you have, or you don't have to do this step. This is totally optional. Sometimes it's just a little bit easier to visualize if you know you have cut that off there. So now remember, this is gonna have to go up a little bit because of our little base that's gonna go on the bottom here. So we're just gonna see where we like it here, and then let it drop in the middle. That is a great tip too. Let that drop in the middle. And then we're going to start from the middle and burnish out all the way around. And guys, since we burnished this with alcohol, not burnished, since we wiped this down with alcohol, there should be no trouble at all for this stuff coming up. So now we're going to remove this. And it looks awesome, guys. Look how easy that was. Love it. And now you can set it right down in your vase and have you a little cute plaque forever. You guys can put this anywhere in your home. You can give this as a gift. This is such a cute little project. All right, guys, and last but not least is our adorable little door flag here. So again, here is the project card we have printed out for us. And what you're gonna need for this one is, of course, the vinyl. We already have that cut out and weeded and ready to go for us. You're gonna need some twine that is not in your box, a pair of scissors here. We have a paper towel, And then, of course, you have your beautiful garden flag inside of your maker material box. And then you also get this awesome wood dowel that, again, we don't have an extra of, so we're not going to be able to show you that part today. But it is so easy, guys. You just kind of pop this in here and add some twine here. And then I'm going to show you guys how to make this tassel for yourself. So it's going to be so much fun. Let's go ahead and jump into it. Alright guys, we just got our flag out of the bag now, and it was a little bit curled from being in the box, and yours will be too. So this might sound a little crazy, but I'm going to place a Cricut mat underneath there and then just put my hand down just like that to really remove those bubbles. So now it's a good flat surface for us to be able to apply vinyl onto. So again, I have a paper towel and I'm just going to kind of wipe our little flag off. I don't want to use rubbing alcohol on this guy. It does make me a little bit nervous. So we're just going to go ahead on with our vinyl here. So we're going to place our largest layer first, which is a rule of thumb when working with vinyl with multiple layers. And I'm just going to burnish this guy from the back. And just like we did in the other project, just go really slow and remove the backing of this really tightly so I can see if we are trying to bring anything up with us, like that E down there. So just go really slow and pay attention. It's a bit of a lighter color too, so just make sure you're not removing anything there. And there we go. Looks great. So now we're going to lay this on our flag here. Just be careful and make sure you place it right where you want it. And then, of course, we're going to let this fall right in the middle there. And then again, we're going to burnish from the inside out. And that should be good. So now we're just going to start in a corner here and peel this off, and look how effortlessly that has stuck onto this flag. I don't know what this flag's made out of, to be honest, but this looks great, and it's vinyl sticks on it beautifully. So now we just have the middle to do here. So now we're going to flip this over and just repeat that process. This looks great, guys. And oh, I'm starting to get something right there. Okay, great. Now you can place this where you'd like it. Just make sure that you know this is going to be longer than, of course, the other part of the project. So make sure you're trying to line it up well there. And then, of course, let that drop right in the middle. Burnish from the inside out. And now you can remove your transfer tape. And this is stuck beautifully just like the other one did. And I did use a few different colors for this one. You guys might be able to tell that. I will show you the original flag too. So this one is more of a cream and then a darker color. And I did like a light gray and then a cream in the middle. So I just switched it up a little bit, but it was super fun. And now I'm going to peel the mat up from our beautiful flag here. And there is our finished flag. So, so cute. And now, guys, all you have to do is add your little dowel there and just string and tie. No fancy way. Just string and tie you some jute on to there to be able to hang that up. And then now I'm going to show you how to make one of these awesome, cute little tassels here. You can see them hanging down here. So, and we're just going to roll out our jute here. It doesn't have to be too long. You are going to fold this in half, and then of course half the size will be how big your tassel is. And then you're also going to need some room to be able to trim your tassel. So just make it as big as you would like, depending on you know, the size that you're looking for your tassel. And then we're just going to repeat this process a lot, guys. So we want to have a lot of strands of this in one little pile here. So we're going to continue this for quite some time. We're just gonna make them all into a little pile here. But basically what you want to do here is just make as many as you would like here. Now the thicker it is, so the more strands that you have, the fuller your tassel is going to be. So just keep that in mind as well as you choose the length and, you know, how full you would like your tassel. So I'm just going to continue to cut these guys and be back soon. Just because this is a video, you know, and we don't want to be here all day, I'll probably make a little thin tassel just to show you guys. That way you guys get the technique down and things like that, and so you guys can make your own size tassels however big and thick you want at home. So we will be back. Okay guys, now that you have several strands laid out like this, again, it doesn't have to be perfect. What we're going to do is we're going to take another strand here, and we're going to actually add it in the middle of our tassel here, or what will be a tassel. And now we're just going to tie it in a couple of knots here. And now you guys can leave this, because this is what you're going to be able to hang it on your little dowel from. So we're going to keep that. We're going to get yet another little strand here. And you want this one to be a bit bigger because we're going to actually wrap it around here. So I'm going to bring the camera in so you guys can see. But we're going to do it just about here. Just really wherever you want it. It really doesn't matter. We're just going to hold this guy here and get to wrapping. So in a perfect world, if you guys have it readily available, you can go ahead and preheat a hot glue gun if you guys want to, and you can hot glue this guy in place. But there's really no need, when after wrapping it so many times, it kind of self-adheres, or not self-adheres, but it kind of, you know, I don't know, folds it down to where you don't really need hot glue right there. So just keep that in mind as well. So once you have that pretty good and wrapped, what we're going to do here is I'm going to wrap it one more time, but I'm going to wrap it pretty loose here. So with doing that, you can see the little hole I made there. I'm just going to feed this down through that hole and then pull it tight. And then that's not really coming up with us, so we can go ahead and make another little knot in there. And the point of this is just to make sure that we have it good and secure. There we go. So that is not going to go anywhere on us, which is great. So now we can just trim that little excess off there. And now the trick to make this look like a tassel is, after we have that done, we're going to just kind of figure out what length we want. I think I want it about here. Now you can go in and cut all this off. Now then, now when this guy fans out, you can see he's an adorable little tassel here. So this is how to make a tassel. You can make it, again, a lot fuller than this. This is just how we decided to make it. You can make this with any type of string, any type of yarn, but the thicker it is, the fuller it will look, and the less strings it will take to look full if it's thicker of a material as well. So now all you'll do, guys, let me bring the other one in. All you'll do, you have your little pole here and your little string here, and you can see all we did was just tie that on there. Now all you'll do is bring this up one side and one side, and find a length that you like. So if you want, you know, however you want that to hang down, and then we're just going to get it back here, right like this, and we're going to tie it. So that looks great. I'm going to trim off the ends there. Now you can see we can hide that back behind there. Now you can see our little tassel hanging on our adorable little sign here. This was so cute. I absolutely love the way this garden flag turned out. There you guys go. I hope that you enjoyed all of these awesome projects that you guys can create from your February Maker Material Box. Thank you so much for watching. I had so much fun making these. I don't really know which is my favorite because they all look so cute in my home, and they will look so cute in your home. I can't wait to see what you guys create with them. Thanks so much for watching. Bye guys.